What's going on, everybody? Josh with Fourth Frontier. Today bringing you a product review in the form of HRT's AWLS flashlights. AWLS stands for Advanced Weapon Light System, and they make incredibly modular and high quality flashlights. That's really no surprise for HRT, as most of their products are centered around modularity and being able to change pieces out very easily to give you guys customizable products in a high quality package. Now, I want to go over a few of the differences between the MK3 caps, the MK6 caps, the 18650 batteries, and the 18350 batteries. If you're shopping on their website or on ours at forcefrontier.com and you have questions about really why there's different price points and also what kind of product am I getting with the MK3 versus the MK6, how are these guys performing differently? So full disclosure, we are a retail partner with HRT. We do sell their products on our website. So if you guys are curious about the specs on these, you can find that out at forcefrontier.com. But I want to be transparent about something. I purchased the weapon light for my new rifle build, and then they sent me the handheld to try out. I am a full-time law enforcement officer, SWAT operator, and I wanted to try this out on duty to see if this is something that I would be interested in using. So as far as what you get from these two products and what separates them from some of the other options that are online, mainly is the body. That's where we start. This either houses the 18650 or the 18350. Now, as far as which option to go with, you're gonna save a lot of money with the 350, however, you're gonna lose battery life. Both options come with a rechargeable battery, and you can always purchase extras on HRT's website at hrttactical.com. The 350 is gonna give you a runtime of 32 minutes, and the 650 is gonna give you a runtime of 103 minutes. So obviously quite a bit more power with the 650, and that's why I went with that option. So typically when you purchase an HRT product, it's gonna come with a lifetime guarantee, it's gonna be super high quality, and what separates HRT from a lot of other brands is gonna be very modular. So whether you're buying a placard, a plate carrier, or a pouch from them, it's gonna have the ability to move and adjust based on your needs. Specifically for law enforcement and military, if you have a placard maybe for breaching tools, or you want to switch to more of a traditional AR and pistol pouch design, you have that ability. There's no different with their flashlights. You can change out the lens cap as well as the button tail cap really easily, just unscrewing, and then you can swap it out. So for instance, I have an MK6 head and an MK3 head. What is the difference between those two end caps? The MK6 is going to be centered around more focused cone. So when you're outdoors and you want to cast out throughout a long distance, that MK6 is going to come in handy. The MK3 head, on the other hand, is going to be more useful indoors. So think CQB setting or home defense. It's going to give you a much larger cone, splashing out into the entire room, illuminating without over focusing that beam on a particular area. I have found that my use with the MK6 head is really not a big deal indoors. I'm not blinding myself off of the walls or anything like that. So you can really go with either option. It depends on what your needs are or what your preferences are. The beauty of it, however, is you can purchase these lenses separately and you can have the ability to swap them out as needed. So as far as the handhelds go, if you go with the 650, it's gonna look exactly like this. It's gonna come with the switchback ring, which allows for a little bit better retention if you're pulling it from a pouch or a pocket. And it also has a clip, especially for pockets and things like that, makes it really easy. It's very rigid, so it's going to retain. And then the ability to have the ring here to flash the light out. And you can also send it forward. If you think like you have your firearm in the other hand, I can use my knuckle now to hit that button on the tail cap. If I swap it here, it makes it a little bit easier because there's grooves within the tail cap to allow for that knuckle to easily push on that button as needed. So it gives you one-handed control on the flashlight, which helps with retaining that flashlight, but also illuminating when necessary. Now, if you go with the smaller option with the 18350 battery, it's going to come with the clip, but that's it. Now, for my hand size, I really like this size of flashlight. Ever since switching to outer vest carriers at work, this size is pretty ideal whether you go with Streamlight, O-Light, Mod Light, or Surefire. This tends to be a more popular size light anymore. It's perfect for most adult hands to hold and utilize as necessary. Now, as far as the weapon light, this comes automatically with the ODPA. This is the omnidirectional pad adapter, I believe. I'll have to look that up. But the ODP allows for you to push this in any direction and will activate the light. Some folks like it, some folks don't. Some would rather have the pressure pad. Thankfully for you, you are able to utilize pressure switches just by attaching it to the light. There are some options out there. You just got to specify that it will work with this light. Now, if you don't like the omnidirectional pad, you can simply unscrew it. This will allow you to push the button in for a hard click to have constant on, or just temporary just by lightly pressing that button. If you are worried about negligently discharging your light, like some people on the internet are, it does come with a pack to allow for the omnidirectional pad to be a little bit more rigid. So if you're bumping into things, you don't need to worry about that as much. I like the ability to clear up rail space, so this button is more ideal for what I would prefer. However, not everybody prefers it. But I will say, regardless, it is a high quality adapter. The button is not gonna go off unless I definitively push against it. Again, it comes with some packs to make that even more rigid. If that's a concern of yours, there's always the option of putting a 100 Concepts cap on this, if that is a concern of yours, and just flipping it off when necessary. So where does this light stack up as far as price goes, and is it worth the price? A lot of different options for HRT, which is kind of the great thing. If you're on a budget and you still want to get a high quality item, you can still purchase their MK3 head with their 350 battery body, and you're still going to get an incredible product. But if you want to upgrade to the 650 and the MK6 head, you can spend a little bit more money and go from there. You also have the ability to purchase the lens caps separately if you want to upgrade later to a different option. But generally speaking, if you go with their light, their EDC light, that's going to come in at about $175. Their handheld duty with the 650 battery is going to be $184. And if you're going to go with the weapons light, you're looking at about $295 for the MK6 and the 650 body, and $199 for the MK3 head, 650 body, and so on. If you're going with the light with the 350 body, it's going to be $285 with the MK6, and then you can also purchase it at $195 with the 350 body and the MK3 head. So you have the ability to interchange the batteries, interchange the lens caps, and customize the product to your needs. It's really a matter of what you need and what you prefer. Now, as far as how this stacks up to the competition, you're gonna be spending well over $300 for instance, a Surefire Scout, mod lights, even more than that sometimes. So the HRT is more in the mid to high range as far as cost. But like I said before, it comes with their lifetime guarantee. It comes with different options for lens caps for different needs. It's a high quality aluminum body made of aircraft materials. So this thing is never gonna bust or break. And even if it does, you're just gonna send it back. As far as customer service goes, I've had friends with high quality Surefire flashlights that have crapped out, the bulb has gone out, and experienced issues with their customer service. I've never once had an issue with HRT as far as reaching out to them for our customers, and I can't speak highly enough about their customer service. Now, everybody has their own experiences with different brands. Some folks, purchase Surefire and they love them forever. Some people have negative experiences that they ultimately, swear they're never going to purchase from Surefire again. It's just a matter of what you prefer and what you need. You're going to save a little bit of money on some of these items, but also going to have a super high quality product that's going to compete with any Surefire or Mod Light or anything like that. So I can't recommend these enough. The last thing I wanted to talk about is the illumination. Generally speaking, anything from 1,000 to 1,500 lumens is going to be really great. Now, as far as HRT's AWLS flashlights, they're going to come in for the 650 at 1,700 lumens. And as far as the light options go with the 350, you're looking at 1,600 lumens. So you're at a very high lumen count. And again, if a flashlight is illuminating and disorienting a threat, that's what we're using them for. So obviously with 1700 lumens, that's gonna do the job. How does that compare to some other common flashlights? That's on the relatively high end, but given the fact that HRT has a internal thermal regulator, meaning it's going to regulate the heat that's inside a little bit better than some O lights. For instance, I have an O light that has been recalled. That thing gets super hot after just a few minutes. So the fact that it has an aluminum body that's going to regulate that heat is super important. And especially at that high lumen count, it's gonna be incredibly important that this thing doesn't overheat. So with that, guys, I hope you found this information useful. Hopefully it made your purchasing a little bit easier. I don't have a ton of use with these lights. I've just been playing around with them, find them to be very high quality, and with HRT's reputation, believe that these are gonna be really good products. If I run into any problems whatsoever, I will certainly do a follow-up video. My rifle should be in shortly where I will be utilizing this light, and I will do a much more detailed video on this light on an actual rifle and my use with it. I'll be using it for SWAT purposes as well as my own personal purposes with a lot of our classes. So it's gonna get a lot of hard use, and I plan on doing a video again, kind of showing you guys how this thing has held up and my overall thoughts on it. In the meantime, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. If you've had any of HRT's products, good, bad, or indifferent, make sure you comment down below. And make sure that you follow us for more content. We will be doing a lot more product reviews, and if you guys have any recommendations or requests, we will certainly entertain that. And with that out of the way, guys, we will see you on the next video. Thanks again.